Hey, good afternoon. So, today we're going to be talking a little bit about two things, pride and I would call it self preservation. So, they do go together, even though we may not think so. Um, Pride being like you know how to protect yourself better than God knows how to protect you. So it's a lack of trust in God's provisions, and it is definitely something I deal with and have been dealing with all my life, even before I knew that God, like, truly understood that God is my protection. But it's so harder now because before I just self-preserved in any way, whether I could had to manipulate, lie, deceive, catch attitude, um, put you in your place, whatever. I self-preserved. Now it is like I'm aware of when I'm self-preserving and then trying to truly like, okay, okay, Lord, I'm gonna give it to you. No, I don't want to give it to you. No, I know I'm gonna get hurt if I give it to you. But God, you said you would never leave me or forsake me, and His way is better, so I'm gonna give it to Him. No, because if this don't work out, I can't even deal with it. That's the going back and forth for me. I don't know about anybody else, but definitely for me, it is literally, excuse me, having this inner turmoil of, yes, I can give it to you. No, I don't want to be hurt. Okay, I'm going to give it to you. No, seriously, if that happens, how do I keep my mouth closed? How do I not catch an attitude? Or, put somebody in their place. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and fix it. I'm just going to, never mind. I'll just create an environment where I'm in control. When truly, you can't create an environment when you're in control because you're never in control. God's in control. But He will step back. And then that does not allow Him to work on you or the other person because He's like, if you could do it, then go ahead and do it. But you can't. And so this goes along today definitely with the devotional, which comes from Obadiah. Obadiah is the shortest book in the Old Testament, and he was a prophet, and he's talking to the Edomites. Okay, so the Edomites apparently came from Esau, Jacob and Esau. So it is like still a continual battle of between Esau and Jacob, between the Edomites and the Israelites. And for some reason, the Edomites like kept holding some type of grudge. So I guess whenever like there would be somebody to attack the Israelites, they would be right there on the side of the Israelites' enemy and would come out. So they built their homes in the side of these mountains, in these caves. And apparently the mountains are very hard to climb, so it was hard to get to them. So they thought that they were protected. So they would go out and loot and then come back and hide in their little caves, and they felt like nobody could get to them. And what God is saying is, oh, so, and this is coming from Obadiah. There's only one chapter. So it's Obadiah 3. It says, you have been deceived by your own pride because you live in a rock fortress and make your home high in the mountains. Who can ever reach us way up here, you ask boastfully. But even if you soar as high as eagles and build your nest among the stars, I will bring you crashing down, says the Lord. So, he's telling them, like, you can't hide from me. You might be able to hide in them caves from everybody else, but I don't care if you are flying, soaring in the skies. I don't care where you go. You can't hide from me. And that's what he tells us. Like, you can't hide your sin from me, number one. But here's another thing. You've built your own set of protection But I'm supposed to be the one protecting you. And if you're so good at protecting yourself, you don't need me. So I'm going to move out the way. But it never works out. When we build these walls up to protect ourselves, walls of defense, walls of I won't let you into my heart, walls of, self-preservation. That's all I can think of the word to say. Like, to make sure that we don't get hurt, that we don't get laughed at, we don't get disrespected. It never really works. It really doesn't. Like, if somebody's going to do something, they're going to do it anyways. But when you allow God to be the one to protect you, even if it appears in that moment that person did just what you expected them to do, because you have allowed God to be the one to put that hedge of protection around you. I already told you when we were talking about this Psalm 39. I think it was Psalm. Let me make sure I'm telling you about the right one. When I told you about Psalm 37, he said that he would take care of your life. So he's already made a promise to take care of life. But if you are going to take care of yourself, then he's like, I'm just going to move out the way and let you put your own hedge of protection around and see how that works out. And it doesn't work out. I've tried. In putting up a wall, I hurt the other person because I never really let them know who I was. I never really let them in. I never really trusted them. So it hurt that person, and it hurt me because I didn't get to enjoy that person. And let me tell you, I say that person, but really I mean people. Like, plenty of relationships, friendships that I kept on a shallow surface so that you couldn't hurt me. And doing so, I hurt myself because I never let anybody see me. And so then, of course, I spent a lot of time, I think most of us, like right out of, you get to turning 18, you're trying to figure out who you are, and you're experimenting. And I don't mean like the sinful experimenting. I just mean like you're trying out new friends, new environments, new places. Who am I? That kind of thing. And in doing that, I also become very fake because I really didn't know who I was. And so there were many areas where I thought, this is who I am. So this is who I'm going to act out to be. And so I never got the opportunity to be, when I think back to the core of who I was as a little child, I was shy. Of course, if you know me now, you know I'm not shy. But I was so kind. Like, I just wanted to be friends. A lot like my daughter. Like, you just want to be friends, and you don't understand why people would be so mean to pick on you or to talk about you or to like stab you in the back. You just didn't understand that. All you want to do was play tag, or play with your imaginary friends, or be king of the mountain or queen of the mountain. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't understand. I was shy because of, I don't want to be picked on. I don't want nobody to laugh at me. So I would just shy away. And then eventually the shy just turned into mean. Like, I don't care what you have to say about me, to be quite honest with you. You like me, you don't like me, I don't care. You know what I mean? But I deep down inside, I believe I did care. And not that you have to care so much about how people see you as much as how does God see me? And if I could have kept that inside, like, okay, am I acting in a way that God would be proud of? Am I treating people and others in a way that God would be proud of? Am I moving out the way so God can protect me? Because in doing so, I really could have had way more genuine friendships and relationships, and not realizing how long I self-preserved. I don't know about anybody else, you know what I mean? Like, I'm hoping this touches somebody. And you know what I mean? Like, you just do not want to get hurt again. You don't want somebody to look at you a certain way or take advantage of you. You just don't want to be put yourself in that situation. So you put a wall up, you put many walls up. And when you put those walls up and don't realize it, and they've been up for so long, man, it takes a lot to let those walls come down, because even though one may fall, like one plank may fall, you might let a plank fall, another plank fall, next thing you know, something has happened, you start pulling planks back up. And God is like, I got you. I really got you. So pray for me, because this is something I truly have to work on. Like, I truly have a very hard time in some areas to let go and let God be my protector. And even when I see somebody failing, realizing that hurt people hurt people. So that person is dealing with something, and it's probably not even having anything to do with me. It's just the way they deal with life in general, and to pray for them and forgive. And like I said, because holding bitterness and offense is nothing but me drinking poison and hoping the other person dies from it. All of that, all of these things that I come across to you, most of the time I have to deal with. God makes me stand on the word that I serve. There you go. He will make you stand on the word that you serve. The word is always for me as well as you. So, and it is pride, by the way, because you think that you can do a better job of protecting yourself than God can. The creator of all things, the person who loves you more than you love yourself or anybody else loves you. He's going to protect you. He's going to take care of you. It may not be in the time that you expect it, and you might see some pain along the way, but it does allow you to make room for other people to fail and see that it is okay for you to fail, dust yourself off, get back up and try again. But it's also okay for other people to fall down, dust themselves off, and get back up again. Does that mean you just allow people to just keep stabbing you in the back or, do it? No, it just means, God will tell you when it's time for someone to be removed from your life. And God will also tell you if you need to just forgive and say, I see this, but I'm going to let God take care of it. And it's something that you really have to be in a relationship with God to see. So, of course, I'm not talking about abusive relationship where somebody is getting beat. That is not what I am talking about. That is something totally different. If you are physically being hurt, that's not okay. It is not okay for somebody to continue to steal from you or to continue to put you down in most disrespectful ways. That's not what I mean. But I do mean, like, sometimes people just do little things, like our kids. Like, just say, my son could do just the smallest thing. He didn't really mean to offend me or to hurt me, but it was something that was out of line. And I can tell you, there are certain areas of my son's life that the Lord has already told me I be wanting to tell him about himself, or I be wanting, jump in and, basically like make him straighten up in certain areas. And there are certain areas where God has really told me, I need you to let me handle that area. You're not going to be able to do it. You just not. This isn't an area he's going to allow you to fix. This is an area that God is going to fix himself, and you got to move out of the way. This is something that God needs to work with that person and keep in prayer. So I'm just talking about me and my, and the one, one situation that I can think of. But, and I don't get into specifics for so many reasons. For one, I don't like the enemy to play with me. For two, I don't know who's going to watch these episodes, so I don't want anybody to ever be offended or get set back in their walk with God because of my struggles, because there's struggles, you know what I mean? So there's another person in my life who I think we have probably offended each other. You know, friends do that. Relatives do that. And so there are times where I will hear a certain tone or see something in a behavior that will take me to a place that will make me want to start putting the planks back up. And I go, no, 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 no. This person is not trying to offend me or hurt me. They are dealing with their own stuff, and that is their struggle. And I pray that God would release them from that struggle, that God would give them breakthrough in that area that they're struggling in. But I don't get to judge. I don't get to, and I release the thing that what is that called? Our button, the hot button that we have, with certain people. I release that hot button to God, and it really has worked. Like, it really has worked better. And there are times where might have to take a breath, like, okay, I'm gonna give this a day or two, and before I have another conversation, or before I, I can pray on it for a day or two and not respond to that particular, conversation or whatever. And seriously, when I really do decide not to judge, decide to do that, then God is working, and He works in me and the other person as well, because we have to allow for other people's faults. We have to allow for other people's mishaps. And we can forgive and create distance. We can forgive, you know what I mean? Not hold on to that bitterness, yet let somebody go. Okay, God, they're in your hands. I don't have to, deal with certain people. But then there's some people that are in our close circle that, we still have walls up because something has happened in the past and we just can't seem to get over it. And when we give that area to God, He really does work it out. You know what I mean? Instead of us constantly building a cave and hiding in it. When you do that, you don't allow yourself to enjoy relationships to the full, where people get to see you totally and understand you totally, where you're hiding certain parts of yourself. You know what I mean? It's good to it is so great to have a relationship with somebody and be free to be you, totally you, never hiding any piece of you. Being able to apologize if you offend, and that person, allowing for your shortcomings and you allowing for their shortcomings. It's going to be very few people that happens with. But when you can be transparent, because in your heart you're not trying to hurt anybody, you're not manipulating, you're just being you. I mean, that's just amazing. I literally, and I'm not like this all the time. Trust me. There's still times where I really would like to be able to really not tense up, not put those walls up. There's certain environments where I will build a whole wall around myself. I'm not letting nobody I came with in. I'm not letting anybody in this environment in. No. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get out of here as soon as I possibly can. And God is I need you to be comfortable around everybody, because I need you to trust me. If I put you in that environment, you're in that environment for a reason. I won't let nothing happen to you. I'll give you the words to speak, and I'll give you, if you need to hold your tongue. So that is my word for today. That's what God has been dealing with me with, is just pride. You have to really trust God with every aspect of your life, because you can't get away from him. There's no cave. You can't soar higher than him. You can't go lower than him. He's going in dark places, light places. He's there all the time, whatever you're doing. And in doing so, you know, and realizing that, I just say, thank you, God. Thank you for always being there. Thank you for always wanting to protect me. And thank you for showing me how to trust you. And I pray that for all of you. So I love you. God loves you. Have a blessed day.